writing anonymously with somebody from another class. Then we're going to have 40 to 50 minutes of voice and choice time. During that voice and choice time, notice how the room is set up? Voice and choice, you're going to choose teacher seminar, up here. Collaborative groups, anywhere in those areas, or independent. Now, if you guys all want to be a group, we can be flexible at this space as well, or maybe sometimes some people are going to the library. I just want to share with you something that's going to help explain how it's all going to work. Now let's get back to the why before we get into some of the what and the how. And why would we read To Kill a Mockingbird? That's one what I'm giving you. One what I'm giving you is To Kill a Mockingbird. Why would we read? Those are some of the reasons why we're actually reading To Kill a Mockingbird itself. Now the other whys are about meeting the standards. So we're not going to write those whys up here because they're already on there for you, but I'm now going to go over them with you, each standard, and then we're going to write goals for you to understand how the author is crafting. How are they what strategies are they using to create meaning, to create effects. So for this standard, there's not a requirement. You can show evidence of that standard in any way you want. You could write a paragraph about it. You could have an oral presentation. Frank could come and say, Ms. Pettis, I'm ready to meet the standard, and he's going to go over it orally with me. Maybe you're going to write a poem about it. You can do anything you want to show that standard. Now, I'll always, whenever I don't have a requirement, I'll always give you some guidelines and an idea. And next class, we're going to come in and we're all going to practice something called SNAP analysis, a strategy, and you may choose to use that later on as your summative, as your evidence in meeting that standard, or you may choose something else. Got it? Now, for the next set of standards, this is like the big chunk. This is where you're going to get your focus for the book, and that is determining a theme. You get to pick a theme. And you are going to write an essay that says, here's where it first comes up, here's where I see it again, and here's how it is refined. Now let's go back and write, I want you to write 3 goals. 3 goals, and they can be connected to standard. But by the end of this unit, what do you want to be able to do, or what do you want to achieve? Topics that we're going to address at the beginning and end of every class. And then during that formative time, or during the voice and choice time, is when you're going to choose. If you're doing teacher seminar, collaborative work, or independent work, here's where you're going to track what you did during that time. Now, each of these have a link to some reading strategies, formative practice, for you to be thinking about these topics. But this first one on community, let's say you've already read the first 4 chapters, you can be writing about the community at any point in the novel. You don't have to stick to these chapters to think about these topics. Because this book is so well written, all these topics are woven into every part of the book. For your work, to show your formative work, here is where you link the evidence to what you did in class to be moving towards your why. This is your what that you're showing to meet your goals, to meet your standards. For example, this first day in teacher seminar, I will be going over this document here, and in this document there's 3 different activities. You would just choose one. You wouldn't have time for all 3. You could do all 3, but I don't think you'll have time for that. But I will be going over one of these tiers with teacher seminar. So if you're working in a collaborative group, you may look at this document and go, let's all do tier 2 together. Or maybe you're not going to do this. Maybe you're all just going to have a discussion about what Makehome's like and who the people that make up Macomb are. You're just going to have a discussion about community, and somebody's just going to jot down some notes, and that's what you put down as your evidence. You have to have some evidence of how you were thinking about the topic. Or maybe you get to a point where you've read half the book and you're working on your essay. So on days where it says whole class, those are days where we're all together the whole time because the activity calls for collaborative work where we all need to be together. So during that voice and choice time, you need to be thinking about the community, what Makehome's like and what the people are like there. And so if you're working in collaborative groups, I'm going to ask that you find tables back there. If you're doing teacher seminar, you're going to sit up here in any one of these areas. And if you're doing independent, go to this area. Go ahead and get up and move to where you're going, and we'll get started.